Welcome back to Introduction to iOS Application Development at SSFS. For this next project, we're going to build an RSS reader. And RSS stands for Really Simple Syndication. And RSS is a format that allows a certain piece of software to go out and subscribe to information. So if I wanted to know what the top 10 apps are on iTunes, and one way I could do it is just go check the website every day. But what an RSS reader does is it goes out and automatically checks and pulls in that information for you into a what's called an aggregator so that you don't have to go check it all the time. Your app automatically subscribes to it. So that's what we're going to build for this project, and let's take a look at what that's going to look like. So I have the final project here. Let's go ahead and run it and see what this looks like. And during this project, we're going to learn about things like tab bar controllers, certain data types like JSON and XML, and how we can use those in different apps. So again, we're waiting for our RSS reader to come up. And let me go ahead and move this up so we can see the tab bar. So right now, the top song is 7 Years by Lucas Graham. The top album on iTunes is Have It All Live. The top app is Face Swap Live. And the top movie is The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2. So again, notice down at the bottom I have a tab bar that I can switch between different views, and it shows me the title of it, the artist, and then an image of what it looks like. And again, I can switch between these by using this tab bar controller. And again, we don't see it here, but this data is real time. It's going out to the iTunes site and checking this. So if I looked at this app tomorrow, I might get different information depending on what the top song, album, app, or movie was. So this is automatically gathering that data, so I don't have to check it each time. Okay, let me go ahead and stop this, Command period, and I'm going to go ahead and open up the blank iTunes file. Okay, so here is my blank iTunes file, my initial RSS reader file. And I'm going to go ahead and open up the Project Navigator into the RSS reader. And when you create a new app, usually there's a main.swift file. This file serves as the entry point for an app and gives the first set of instructions on what to do. So if we notice, I don't have a storyboard in here, but I do have a main Swift file. So let's go ahead and run this. And we'll say the build succeeded. But I have just a blank screen. And remember, before when we've run apps, we at least get a blank white screen. But this is a black screen. We've got nothing going on. And that's because we don't have any sort of storyboard. So let's go ahead and open up this main Swift file and see what's there. And you see the only thing it's doing is running this UI application main, and there's some different arguments in here that is being called. And these are just command line arguments being passed to the compiler. So if we wanted to see what application main does, again, we can go to our documentation, and let's go to UI application main. And you can see this function is called in the main entry point to create the application object. So it creates and instantiates a new application object and starts the main event loop that actually gets the storyboard loading. So let's go ahead and close this. We're going to delete that main Swift file and see what happens when that goes away. So I'm going to delete it. I'm going to move it to the trash. And let's run this now. So the app theoretically has no entry point. It doesn't know where to start. And you can see I've got an error up here. And the build failed. So let's check what the error is. And you can see I've got a bad main instruction here. Well, the good news is I can actually do this manually. So I'm going to go to the app delegate class, app delegate Swift, and I'm going to add a UI application main property here. So UI application main, and that should get rid of those errors. Let's go ahead and run it again. Now my build succeeded, but I still have that black initial screen. Okay, so it works. I got rid of the main file. I manually put in an application main attribute here, yet I still have that black screen, which means I probably have to add a storyboard. And we will do that in the next lesson.